Are we finally ready to do something different? Let's review. So many simply succumb to the hype that finance and life insurance is the quick, easy ticket to the lucrative lifestyle.
That is one big pile of shit.
So how exactly are we going to relate this to life insurance sales? It's the leads and the contacting of the leads. The return is low. 98% of these calls are rejections, sometimes very hurtful rejections. Just because someone's able to pass a license exam doesn't mean they're necessarily ready to sell financial products or anything at all. But when we zoom in on the life insurance industry specifically, the failure rate is greater than 90%, and that's just in the first year. Ask any of the top-rated carriers, and I have, about their experience with policy lapses with final expense and term policies. I was told I can choose age leads, which were anywhere from a month old to several years old, and many people had been trying to call these already for years. Fast forward, 12 never answered, 2 disconnected lines. So much for exclusive, right? But how could I prove that that same data was sent to 2 other agents? What type of marketing are these people using to get the attention of these prospects? And yes, we know which marketing organizations are doing this. This actually pisses me off. I get super angry when I see how this company is really taking advantage of these people. 0 qualifying and 0 advice received. Making financial sales over the phone. We're talking life insurance, retirement planning, estate planning, a sizable order of aged leads 3 to 6 months old. More than 60% of the leads, either a disconnected line or phone number had been changed. When you buy something in the digital environment, by definition, this falls under the category of e-commerce. Did you know that the recent studies in e-commerce have shown that at least 30 to 40% of sales sold by someone other than in-person and brick and mortar are returned? One can't help but wonder if there's a connection here. So, having acquired the permalink, this is what we see. Hello, Governor. What? Do not pay for life insurance? Not? Bottom line, you need to get this right. You need to do it quickly. If you're a life insurance agent or broker in today's sales environment, you have probably been exposed to some pretty shoddy lead generation practices. That being said, our studies show that all advisors in the life insurance space fall under one of 3 categories. Category number 1, you're in a high-speed lane, handling advanced and lucrative cases, and you remain right there in that lane, respectively. This makes up for about 1% of the advisors. Category number 2, you're in a handful of lanes, bouncing from lane to lane, going from product to product. You're making sales, and you're able to remain financially solvent, but you're always listening out for some magical breakthrough to pop, usually in the form of technology, that's going to skyrocket your sales for you without you having to do any additional work. Category number 3, you guys are trapped on that backcountry road of final expense. You've learned that the clientele out there is just difficult to sell to and hard to keep on the books. And your upline just keeps telling you you're not buying enough leads. And this doesn't set very well with you because you've now realized who's profiting from all these leads you keep purchasing. Your sales seem to be just enough to buy next week's leads. And this recycling game just keeps continuing until that angry chargeback monster shows up, and then it's game over. So for those in categories 2 and 3, I'm letting you know there exists another way, a better way. But before I go too deep into how this works, let's highlight a couple of reasons why what you're currently doing may not be working. If you want to know the dark truth of how all these lead vendors are screwing you over, this is firsthand experience and with the receipts to back it all up. But see, now I'm on a mission. Yes, this lead vendor number 3 did intentionally lie, and we caught them. They would rather refuse your money and not do business with you than to allow you to see what ads they run for your campaign. The sickening part is the data is still packaged and sold as a life insurance lead.
But it was kind of like not saying anything about life insurance.
Would you like to see the video ad that got her too? I think I've been hustled. Do you see the downward spiral the life insurance lead industry is traveling? And have you ever tried the infamous Project 200? It's a list of 200 people you already know that you hope become potentially clients. The people you know might not want to talk to you about their finance. Family? It's the absolute worst. They don't want you to know what they got going on in their household finance, why you changed careers. Did you get fired? They know you're new. You're probably needing money. You don't want to go after people you know. You've just made a very generous donation to the cause. Thank you for your service. Or maybe you found yourself caught up in what we call the brown wall method. Throwing it against the wall, hoping something sticks. Yes, I have been guilty of this practice myself. So you've got yourself, the agent, with a phone and a decent pair of vinyl gloves, and heave it at the wall. Throw up a little prayer that it might stick. Virtually none of this ever sticks to the wall. Stats are showing that back charges are clawing back almost 40% of an agent's advanced earnings. The brown wall is straight killing the industry reputation. We need something different, right? So how does this work? You need higher caliber leads. In fact, we don't call them leads. We seek previously qualified, matured ex-clients. An individual who is preconditioned, pre-educated, and has previously pursued life insurance in the past. And where do we find these previously qualified, matured ex-clients? For that, we go to the archives. We partner with insurance carriers and select IMOs to obtain their previously written clients whose policies expired or even lapsed. And no, I'm not talking conservation within the first 24 months. That never works. We teach agents in the right mindset how to contact, how to guarantee a response from, and how to sophisticatedly recultivate that ex-client back to the books. Furthermore, we demonstrate to agents how to develop a powerful influence for referrals, all using the leverage from the information we've obtained, as well as the proven techniques perfected through many years by the author of the program himself, Carl McBride. These proprietary techniques drove Carl to being a top producer in Canada year after year. So, if you're tired of getting 50 no's to one possible opportunity for a yes, if you're tired of experiencing 40% lapse rate, if you're burned out on spending your lead budget on blind and misleading marketing from unethical lead vendors, well, here's the solution. Much lower lead costs, drastically higher close ratio. Now that's an easy win. Are you ready to do something different?